Hi students, welcome to the discussion on Daily Nuggets 18, and the theme was the lifestyle, passage on lifestyle, how lifestyle has changed during the COVID period. I mean, particular lifestyle related to food, that is. So this was the passage. If you want, you can just read it once so that you can recall what was it all about. Else we can just move to the discussion. All right. So this is what the passage is about. Now, the passage is very less of author's opinion. In fact, author has only given his final judgment, and to support the final judgment, he has cited a research work and the results of the research of the survey. So the first line, food-related behavior of the general population was certainly altered during the pandemic. That's the final judgment of the author. He has given right at the beginning of the passage. And to support this, he has cited a research, a questionnaire-based study covering 600 respondents in both urban and rural areas. And what he has done, he has then given these results of the survey, the various aspects that what they have found, right? So each of the paragraph, starting from the paragraph number 2 to the end, these are all results of the survey, right? So how to read such things? What you need to understand is that we have already found out the main opinion of the or judgment of the author, and then he has based it on the survey. Then each paragraph, just try to read quickly and try to understand what the paragraph is all about, rather than remembering each and every figure. So for example, you can't remember these each and every figure. If a question is come, you anyways have to come back and check what was mentioned. What you need to understand is that facts are very difficult to understand. Now, if you look at all the paragraphs in this passage, they all tell us about the survey results. What are the results? So you can just remember that the survey has talked about these aspects. And if you can remember the findings, it is fine. No point of remembering the figures. You can always come back and check them. So what is the content of this passage? Content is the food related behavior of the people during the pandemic. And what is author saying about it? It has changed during the pandemic as suggested by a research. And author has discussed the findings of this research. That is what the entire passage is all about. So let us see the question, which of the following is the most appropriate title of the passage? Now, a title of the passage is equals to main idea. This you know, I'm sure. Now, the main idea is the content plus judgment. So content of the passage is food behavior of the people changed during the pandemic. That is what author is saying. So let us see impact of COVID on lifestyle of the people. Okay. Looks a good option because it talks about the impact of COVID on lifestyle, impact of COVID on food choices of people. Now, out of A and B is a better choice, right? Because lifestyle, if we compare it with the food choice, is a much broader term. The paragraph, particularly the passage and all the paragraph, they particularly deal with the food habit of the people. Look at each and every paragraph. So here he has talked about the more intake of vitamin C, and then here he has talked about how ginger and garlic were used, then the cleaning habit of the fruits and vegetables, and ordering food on the apps. So everything is related to the food habit of the people. So B is a better choice than A. Let us look at the other option, future readiness to deal with pandemic. That's very broad. He has mentioned somewhere that in fact in the last part that we should be ready to deal with such things in the future. We should have some more information of something, but this is not the entire gist of the paragraph. Infodemic in pandemic, of course this is also discussed, but this is discussed only towards the end, and many people would have marked it because this term was mentioned, but this is just one aspect that he has covered, right? So the major aspect is impact of COVID on food choices, and that is why answer is option number B. Next, a paragraph with few lines has been intentionally deleted, and it is marked as 1. What could be the essence of these lines? So this is one particular paragraph. It has entirely been deleted. We need to find out what is the essence of the paragraph. So what the paragraph would be talking about. Now, if you look at all the things before this paragraph, they talked about the result of the survey and the food habit of the people. The last paragraph, the paragraph that follows the missing paragraph, it talks about something which tells us that we need to promote nutrition literacy and health literacy among the people. And we need to tell them that they need to use the information cautiously and verifying the authenticity of the information. All right. So the passage till this particular point, it talks about the results of the survey. Then researchers have commented something that we need to promote nutrition literacy and health literacy, right? And we also need to tell people that they should take care of the information that they are gathering on the internet or anywhere. So this is about information on health and nutrition. Okay. So what is the missing part? We need to find out. All right. Now understand one thing. In the last paragraph, suddenly one different aspect has been covered, and researchers have told that we need to be cautious. So there should be something which guides us towards this particular paragraph, right? Let us see. First, the study also reported that people suffered from information overload on what to eat and what to avoid. Now, this is a very good choice, right? Why? Because understand that it has two aspects to it. One, it is talking about the food habit, that the passage so far discusses about the food habit. It tells that research also found that there was information overload and people were not able to identify which information is correct or wrong, and such thing has been discussed in the last paragraph also. In fact, the author has suggested that people should be more careful. So this looks a very good choice. Let us look at B. The study also reported that a large number of people cited that they visited the restaurants at least once post lockdown period. Okay. Now, this is something which has already been mentioned in the last line of the previous paragraph. Now, few students would have marked it just because such thing was mentioned in the last paragraph. But why will he reiterate the same thing? Right. So, and once again, if this is the essence of the missing paragraph, then how does it guide us to the last paragraph? It doesn't. So this cannot be the answer. See, the study also reported that health literacy is very low in India. Again, looks a very good option, right? Because last paragraph does talk about the health literacy. But the missing part here is the information overload, because author has suggested that there was information overload and people did not know what to do. So option A has both the part, information overload and what to eat and what to avoid. That is the literacy part. Option A has both the things. Option C is incomplete. D, the study also reported that apprehension of people about Chinese food was misplaced. Again, something which is unrelated was given in the last paragraph, but it doesn't help us navigate to the last paragraph. So the right answer here is option number A. Next, which of the following can be inferred from the results of the study? Homeopathy is the least effective way to boost immunity. Now, there was something mentioned about the homeopathy. Dependence of homeopathy medicines for boosting immunity against COVID-19 found least favor. So it is saying that people, out of all the things, they preferred homeopathy least. But can we say that it is the least effective way to boost immunity? Can we say that just on the basis of a research? Of course, what we can infer is that people did not prefer it. There were other things that were preferred over homeopathy. There are other ways to boost immunity. All these things can be inferred, but we cannot say in general terms that homeopathy is least effective. So this cannot be the answer. B, more than half the people of India have used Indian spices to boost immunity during the period. More than half the people of India have used Indian spices to boost immunity during the period. Let us go back and check what it is talked about these spices. Yeah, so here it is. Traditional Indian spices like ginger and garlic were used by 62.9% and 50.9% respondents. So more than half the respondents have used ginger and garlic. Now, the problem here is that more than half the people of India. Now, we are talking about respondents. Can we say that it is about people of India? Again, it will be far-fetched to infer. So A and B is not the cannot be the answer. Answer has to be C now. And C talks about vitamin C helps in boosting immunity, and majority of the respondents used it during the period. So yes, this is something which is mentioned. Answer is option number C. The tone of the passage can be best described as. Now, what is the tone of the passage? Tone of the passage is author has supported what he is trying to say through a research work. So that research work, the results of the research work can be verified, and hence the tone is factual in nature. The broad tone is factual in nature. Understand what is the main idea. What is the main idea of the passage? The main idea of the passage is food habit has changed during pandemic as suggested by a research. So that is a factual tone. It is prescriptive. Some place towards the end, author is prescribed, author has also cautioned, but that cannot be said as the overall tone of the passage. At some places, it is okay. So overall tone is factual. Measures taken to avoid spread of COVID-19 through food items changed with the use of special cleaners to wash vegetables and fruits and remove dust and germs, even as change in quality, color, and shelf life of fruits and vegetables after using cleaners were noted. Right. So during the COVID-19, people started to use cleaners to wash vegetables and fruits, even though the quality and the color and the shelf life of fruits and vegetables change. What is the implicit assumption in above lines? Let us see. The cleaners used to wash vegetable and fruits impacted their attributes. Let us negate it, that they did not impact the attributes. Now, if they did not impact the attributes, then these things, quality, color, and shelf life, these things become worthless. I mean, they become irrelevant, but that is mentioned in the passage. So definitely this is a valid assumption. Let us look at B. Before COVID-19, cleaners were not as commonly used to wash vegetables and fruits. Now, let us negate it and say that before COVID-19, cleaners were used commonly to wash vegetables and fruits. Now, if they were used commonly, then again, the entire thing, measure taken to avoid through food items changed. Author is saying it changed. So it changed means it was not commonly used. And that is why even B is a valid assumption. So right answer is option number C, both 1 and 2. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.